Dungeon Doom Hands. Let's talk lore. A podcast.
Welcome back. As always, at the end of these sessions, we're going to create a random NPC, and the way that we do it, hopefully you can feel free to use while you create your random NPC. So, Chris.
Yes.
Who are we creating?
We're creating the ruler of Trigard.
It's got to be a king.
The king of Trigard.
Well, here's the thing. Is Trigard going to be a king, or is it going to be a president? Or is it going to be like a ruler, like an elected official? Oh, remember, knowledge is...
Or is it going to be a religious controlled?
I feel like this is going to be a roll of the die.
We need 4.
What is it? Politics?
A dictatorship?
Dictatorship? Religion?
A democracy.
I don't know. And then free for all, like strongest. No.
No, that's definitely not that.
They can't be that. No.
You have a president, a dictator, or a strongman.
It can't be strongman. It can't be strongman because that's not...
Well, or you can have monarchy, like a king. You have a president, a king, a priest.
So I think we're gonna do...
Or a mind flayer.
I think we're going to do a D6. 1, 2, okay. Let's do 1, 2 is king. 3, 1, 2 is going to be king. 3, 4 is going to be president. 5, 6 is what? Is
Pope.
Is Pope. Yeah. Pope. I like that. We'll look up a different term. Why don't you... you know what? I'm going to roll this one.
You should roll this one.
This is big. Come on, baby.
And while you're rolling.
I don't even...
Waterloo. Yeah. Waterloo Seltzer. The best stuff in the world.
Shameless plug. Waterloo. Natural 1! There you go. King.
Okay. King.
Alright, you should roll for name. Now let me
okay.
Let me look up in this book for like hierarchy nobleman names, because I feel like that's
a noble dwarf name.
Noble dwarf name. And if I don't find one, we're just gonna use whatever. That's not outskirts, come on. But yeah, so I think that's good. I think the dice was on our side there.
Well, and it fits well with the random rabbit hole idea we came up with.
Make everything random?
No, the rabbit hole idea for the king.
Oh, yeah. Do you want to explain that while I look up this?
So, as soon as we're discussing what we want to do for the NPC, and
this is hilarious.
I suggested the maybe the king or the ruler, and we were trying to decide would it be dwarf or something else, and I was like, well, maybe he's married to a gnome, and that's the way he has gnome kids. Spencer countered with, well, maybe he's married to a dwarf and has gnome kids. It doesn't know. So we'll see.
Yeah, that intelligence
we'll
check
see.
That's a cool thing he's dealing with. Now that is an encounter. That's a happening as well.
Maybe this encounter next to this religious location is the gnome child being confronted by a dwarf priest.
I feel like, oh yeah. And we're also, we'll get to that. Okay, I found big city names, random NPC big city names. So why don't you roll me a D20? And this is his first
D20?
Name. His or her.
That's true.
First name. King or queen?
14.
14 is going to be...
I'm using my white with gold inlay dice for the royalty.
Wow, you love these names. Volnag.
Volnag. Oh, roll me a D4, Spencer. 1, 2, king.
2.
So king, Volnag.
That worked. Well, so you listen, I think the dice are trying to tell us, let's have that gnome thing, like make it a soap opera. Here, I'll roll his last name. Team Volnag. Should I go to the second page? Yeah, let's do second page for last names. Keep it real random. Volnag 7. Oh my god. Lololo.
Volnag lo.
King Volnag Vololo. That's great. That's hilarious. See, so this is why D&D is also very funny, because names like that. A brief description. Go ahead and roll me a d20.
All right, King Lololo. A 14 again.
Volnag Lolololo with thin lips and darting eyes. Gotta write that down. With thin lips and darting eyes. Is this how he gets announced into a room?
That's how he gets described in a room.
Now his wants or needs. Now this might change as we get to his things, but maybe before the cheating happened.
Well, we don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to the other page here.
Maybe there's some magic going on.
6 wants and needs. Who can't seem to open this bottle of wine? Okay, so it doesn't sound like he's to open this bottle of wine. Roll me a d20.
An 8.
This is for a secret or obstacle, so an 8. Let's go back to this page. 8. And only speaks an ancient language that is forgotten. Language thought to be forgotten. Only speaks an ancient language thought to be forgotten. Wow. Alright, so Volnag Lolololo with thin lips and darting eyes, who can't seem to open this bottle of wine, and only speaks an ancient language thought to be forgotten, has a wife who's a dwarf, but yet has no children. Weird, very weird.
I have ideas, though.
Yeah, please.
Well, for the forgotten language, maybe he's a king, but he is kept in power by the religious organizations, and the agreement of keeping him and his family in power is he only gives his decrees publicly in that language, which is like the language of the church.
And the church is gnomes. Now,
And they're trying to get their blood in the monarchy to slowly take over.
I'm going to roll this, so I don't want to keep this suspenseful. 3, 4, she wanted to do it. She did it to him. No. She betrayed him on purpose. No.
No, hold on. We got more. 1, 2, she didn't know. 3, 4, she's being paid off.
Yes.
Or 1, 2, she doesn't know. 3, 4, she
did it for spite, or she's getting paid off.
That's paid off, or like she knew. And 5, 6, Dot is using some of the liquid from the desert.
Oh,
is a spy.
Really? All right, let's go, baby. 4. What was that one? She knows?
She knows.
Okay, so she's in on it.
Mm-hmm.
She is in on it. And she's really an orc.
No, then you haven't. Maybe she's cheating on him.
Yeah, she might just be cheating on him. That will be a storytelling.
Because he only speaks in that ancient language.
All right, so why don't you roll me some strength?
Okay, some 46. Drop the lowest. Okay.
Strength.
These die look good. Okay. Some strength.
You know what? I'm gonna have him speak not like Minotaur. It's gonna be like the Italian from Inglourious Bastards, where they're like, put it like a high pitch. That's what he's gonna.
Perfect.
All right. What's his strength?
He's strong.
Of course he is. A dwarf.
A 16.
Wow. Dwarf.
5, 5, 6.
I think they get boosted on some of that. All right, his dex. Let me roll his dex here. Wow, his dex is a 15. 663. This guy he rules the largest, most intelligent city in the world. Only speaks a language he knows. His wife's cheating on him. It makes sense though. Con.
17.
Wow, this is great.
665.
Intelligence, not intelligence.
Okay, this is the important one.
That's also very good. This is a 15 as well. 663 again. Wow.
Of course he's the king with these stats.
I think so.
Oh.
Well, let's see, wisdom, because he's intelligence. That means intelligence. He'll be able to put it together.
Well, he may be in the book and is only focus about his studies.
Right. So he's like,
so smart.
Right. He can,
because this city's all about knowledge.
He's able to put it together, but is he wise enough to pick up on the fact that it's happening?
To even question it.
This is going to be 17, isn't it?
No, this is a 13.
All right.
No, wait, hold on. 14.
These are really good.
These are very good stats. A 6, 6, and a 2.
Wow. All right.
I wish I had these for any character I played.
So this guy comes out. He's crying a little bit because he knows.
My next character, we're rolling on this.
Yeah, he knows his. Okay, this guy, Volnag Lolololo, with thin lips and darting eyes, who can't seem to open this bottle of wine, which I don't understand with these stats. It only speaks an ancient language known to be forgotten. Commands the largest city. Now, during his speeches that no one can understand him, maybe he has an interpreter with him.
Maybe all the priests know that language too.
Oh, are you kidding me? The Warforged comes out and articulates the
that's the language
and the other Warforged throughout the city also say it, so people don't have to. Yeah, but let's see how charismatic he is. Wow, he's very charismatic too. Oh my God, 15. Wow.
Wait, hold on. You have to read these stats out.
This is the weirdest guy I've ever. How could stat blocks like this?
Well,
how could he be getting cheated on by the gnome?
He's king. Low.
You know what, Chris?
But he rules the largest city in the world.
He does. He's got a strength of 16, a dex of 15, a con of 17, which is ridiculous, an intelligence of 15, a wisdom of 14, and a charisma of 15. And the guy's getting cheated on with the gnome. He's got to be on the no somehow. I mean, he runs the wealthiest, most knowledgeable city in the world. This city is not just a desert. It is sort of like a desert city on the beach, but it's massive. It's got flying ships. It's got robots like the Terminator, except for it's Warforged. I mean, like this guy is powerful, and somehow he's not attracting the attention from XYZ, his wife, or whoever.
Well, maybe with these stats, she's not cheating on him. Maybe with these stats, she's in on it, or she's aware of it. Maybe she's being blackmailed.
Maybe she was having trouble, and she went and got help, and it was the wrong. Maybe they just swapped Peru.
Maybe she tried to get magical help, and she went to a hag without his knowledge to get help on.
I like the idea of the desert water being used. Wow. And so that's a cool thing. So the whole city's a little bit iffy. They all might know it. Let's see. Roll a D4. Roll me a D4. 1 and 2. It's known. It's public knowledge of this affair, or it's public knowledge that the kid is a no.
Well, I'm liking that.
Is the city going to be bustling about the news? Is it going to be like everyone's sort of happy about it or sad about it?
Is it going to be an issue, or is it going to be a...
Well, there's certain people who are going to have issues.
So that's a 4.
So it's bustling. Everyone knows about it.
Yeah.
So it's the talk of town. So there's going to be a lot of not propaganda, but just gossip. Cool. That's hilarious. All right, that was absolutely hilarious. And you know what? For the next session, I'm really going to do a deep dive into inner thinking here with you over a group chat and texting and talking until we do this in 2 weeks again. Do we need to roll for the stat block for the guy who's banging the wife? I'd like to know, because I feel like, first off, let's figure out if he's cheating. Let's let it simmer.
Well, yeah, we don't know that.
Maybe
That's the case.
Maybe we need to get the Trigon first.
Yeah, maybe you figure that out when we get there.
Because that might be, like, knowing this might help explain that.
Something else might come up along the way that fills in the gaps.
Right. And, like, maybe, perhaps, right now in time, that kid is a dwarf. But whatever you guys are going to do in the past makes him a gnome. Or
King Valnag Lololo was once Dimly Axon.
a descendant from Dimly Axon.
Came back with the knowledge of descendant of Dimly Axon. Came back with the knowledge
of the flying car. Yeah.
Changed his name to create a new identity and create the legacy of the Lololo. Because we couldn't think of a
that is such a terrible fake name last name. That is such a terrible last name. Lololo. That is so good. I can't wait. You know, when we get to Trigon, and Matt's gonna be like, "Let's see the king. I'm gonna put a bullet in his head," and the guys are gonna be like, "You mean Lololo? You don't talk." And he's gonna be like, "Who?" That's gonna be so good. Absolutely hilarious.
All right. For King Lololo, you bow. Lolo.
Yeah. On your knees. Yeah, bend your knee to the Lololo. Now I sort of want to have, like, I might just go outside right now and spray paint Lololo on something.
No, please don't.
I know. But if I could, I would. Well, that's all we have for that session.
That's how you create a king.
This guy is ridiculous. Imagine when D&D Beyond right now, I'm going to plug those in for a dwarf. He's going to be disgustingly strong. And what kind of fighter is he? Is he
How do you know he's a fighter?
He's not. He's going to be smart. He's got to be smart. Or
we don't know.
I might have to roll for that.
Roll a d12. Let's do it. Top to bottom, without artificer.
Yes. 1.
Barbarian.
He is the strongest person in the history of the world. This guy, you know what? This guy is going to rival Drake. This guy is so much better than Drake already. I might take Volololo as on a side quest.
Well, with the stats, I was like, of course he's like ridiculously jacked. It's perfect because he's a barbarian, and he was born into it, being descended from the creators of the skyships.
I do like the idea, though, that perhaps the queen. Here's another idea. Maybe the queen is drinking the juice and really ain't a dwarf. That might be the...
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I think that's a really cool idea.
Yeah.
That's why they're in on it, because they're...
And then maybe it's like a Shrek type thing, you know? Where instead of Fiona, it's a gnome. And instead of Shrek, it's this just, like, ridiculous. Like, and he's also smart and charismatic. I mean, who is this guy? These stats, I feel like shredding this piece of paper. It doesn't make any sense. He's got thin lips and darting eyes. He can't open a bottle of wine, though, but he can only speak a language that's forgotten. I have no idea what that is.
He doesn't drink. So he used to be an alcoholic, but he doesn't drink anymore. So he has to run a city. That's when he unleashed his rage. Was when he drank. So he has to rein it in. But he always keeps a bottle near him as a memory.
So, yeah, that's hilarious. We might have to flip the map, because I feel like the
king would be right out front.
Right out front.
Well, no, this is the ancestral bunker, and he has a home out here. Or that's what this one encounter is because he's the king's yelling post. Every morning at 10 o'clock, the king yells at the Kraken.
That's so funny. All right, that's it. That's it for now.
And that's how they know the Kraken is dead, because he doesn't yell back.
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? You think he stands out there and he just yells? And maybe he speaks Kraken. I don't know if you can speak Kraken.
Lololo can.
Yeah, Team Lololo can do almost anything. That guy's ridiculous. Like, if you imagine trying to arrest him, imagine, like, that's why you have to drink the juice. maybe in this city, because of King Lolo, maybe it's like in Game of Thrones, where the king and the priests sort of are at opposites in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe
At
there's
odds.
a power struggle there because King Lolo ain't bowing to nobody. But he's also smart though, which is cool. I like the fact that we rolled high on his smarts because it's a city on low, ain't going nowhere.
Maybe Lolo thinks the priests are getting a little too uppity.
Maybe Lolo is drinking the juice. No.
That's good.
Lolo is fantastic. Volnag Lolo. That's all we have for you with Let's Talk Lore. Tune in next time. I think next time we actually might we're going to stick with Trigard, but we are going to be bringing in a new player for our session on player building and how to do that and what our suggestions are. Something similar to what we have here, but we also like to let the players choose how they want to create their characters. I've had a couple different groups that I've played in where we've all did different types of things, and we'll discuss that over the 3 short episodes. And towards the end, we're going to invite our new friend to create a player character, and later in the actual campaign, either the next campaign we play or the one after that, he'll actually be playing that character. So that's going to be pretty cool. So sit tight. Yeah. Lolo, Chris. I might get that tattooed. That's so good. VL, I'm going to make such a cool... I got to make a new shirt.
That's all the coinage in the entire city. There's just coins with VL on it.
Yeah. There's only one.
Now the different levels of coins.
And they're huge.
The higher currency has more L's on it. Yeah. So you have the smallest with a V, the next with the VL, and then VLL, VLLF.
And they're huge.
Yeah. It's like dinner plate at the biggest.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. See you later.